Alright, Nilla, you should be able to include your audio now.
Yep, I just did. You copy, Slug?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. I'm just
Okay.
getting them set up.
Okay. Just let me know when to accept that invitation.
I will. Alright, there's your invite. We can jump in.
Okay.
Alright, everybody. Welcome back to the Fast Family Truck Series. This week, we are at Daytona International Speedway for Race 2 of the first round of the Summer Series playoffs. Today, I am your host, Mr. Slidejump 1996, joined by special guest Nilla MG in the booth today, National Series driver. So how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Glad to be here. I was gonna tune in and watch the race anyway, so when you asked me to help commentate, I was more than happy to hop in here.
Absolutely. It's definitely going to be a pretty cool place to watch this one because, as anyone knows, in NASCAR, plate racing can be the most exciting racing you can see, where drivers are pretty much all under a blanket for most of the race. So definitely one you don't want to watch. As we see Haskell to Rascal in the 83, our pole sitter, is going to lead them to the green flag with T-Glass in the 54 on the outside. Looks like I'm trying to see who's in that second row. I believe that's Puzzle Nose in the 64 on the inside in third spot. Couple of trucks wiggling about a little bit, getting sorted out.
I know you
Looks like the
mentioned that
70 of
Haskell and
Seablaze. Good.
sorry, I know you mentioned that Haskell and T-Glass were on the front row there to start. I actually was running some practice laps with them last night at Daytona, and they came in 1-2 there, and they were working together, so that might be something to watch out for in this race as well.
Absolutely. As we see early on, the formation of two little packs, there was a little bit of checking up there on the restart, so it looks like the top 8 or 9 trucks have formed themselves a single file pack, and you've got about 6 guys that have kind of broken off that and look like to be fighting amongst themselves. So, early on, that front pack knows, exactly what to do, get in line, and just move fast away from some of your competition. The other guys in the back seem like they're fighting way too much to catch that front pack. Very organized.
Yeah, this is a long
They,
race. You'd hope to see a lot of single file, everybody getting their feet wet, not really trying to make too many aggressive moves in the first 2 stages, but you never know. It's a playoff race and nerves can get to you, so we'll see how they handle it.
Absolutely. We have 100 laps on this 2.5-mile oval. So you're right, it is a long race. A lot can happen. We've seen quite a few last lap passes at the super speedways in Fast Family Racing League history. So, it wouldn't be a surprise to see that. The last time these truck drivers were on a plate track was the season opener at Talladega. So, we saw some action there as we see an interesting move. The 83, who was in the lead, led the first couple laps, and he is now pulled to the right on purpose and dropping back, maybe to save some fuel towards the end of that first pack.
That's a good point you brought up because that came up last night as well when we were running some laps around here, is that when you're the first car in that pack, you can't really save like you'd like to be. So maybe that is his strategy there.
Yeah, definitely. Leading a pack like that, you burn a lot of fuel. Even though you want to be up front and lead laps, sometimes it's smart to tuck in line and let somebody else lead the laps and, kind of make your move towards the end. So we've seen fuel strategy definitely play out, as well as some other things at plate tracks. But a very interesting one, too, today because we only had one driver, locked themselves in last week. Watt Racing got the win at Martinsville in the round 1 opener. So there are 7 more spots in the second round, and we have, I believe, 2 or 3 drivers absent today. So, it's going to really shake things up, and being a plate track, there's always the chance that somebody who hasn't won, like Haskell, in the series yet, get their first win.
Yeah, I was looking at the standings before we started here just so I'd have an idea. And Haskell is one of those guys that's just below that cut line right now. So a good finish here would go a long way for his chances to make it to the next round.
Absolutely, and as you brought that up, we can take a deeper look at the point standing. So as I mentioned, Watt Racing got the advance last week at Martinsville. Um, our points leader after that, OK Sideways, 31 from the cut line. T Glass right on his heels, only 2 points back with 29 above. Ice Biller, a little bit of gap to him with 13 above. He's in tonight's field. Marshmallow, the guy that one of our absentees tonight, only 12 points above, so he's going to lose a ton of points and be in an interesting situation next week. And then we got Chris and KR tied, +8. And Honda, another person absent tonight, only +4 on the cut line, so he's definitely going to go below the cut line tonight. Fast Seabass, only -4, so he's looking for a solid day. Haskell Rascal, you mentioned, is only -7, so the two of them looking for really good days. Puzzle Nose only behind them by 2 points, -9, and Arkham rounding out the top 12 with -12. So we're definitely going to see, just by the nature of some people not being here and just being a plate track, we could see some huge playoff implications tonight.
Slide, as you were going over those point standings right there, that second grouping has caught that first one. So that first pack that was originally about 7 or 8 trucks has now turned into, I believe, about 12 trucks.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw them catch up, and now we have almost every truck in the field up in this group pack. That backpack has not only caught, but they have pulled out to the lead. Fast Seabass in that 42, one of the drivers we saw below the cut line, has taken the race lead. And it looks like I only see, actually, yeah, I only see 2 trucks off pace back there. So pretty much I think we have a 18 truck field tonight. Let me double check that. No, sorry, a 16 truck field tonight. So 14 of the 16 trucks all in this first pack.
I was gonna wait a little bit longer to mention my race or my driver to watch this race, but since he's made his way to the lead, my driver to watch is Fast Seabass, and I say that because he's that first guy below that cut line. That's the guy that I'm watching to see if he can make some big points moves and get some points and maybe secure himself to be in a better position heading into the last race of the round.
Absolutely. If you were to ask me if you want drivers to watch, I'll say you find the cut line and look up and down and you'll find the drivers to watch, because as we've seen season in and out, it's the drivers that have the most pressure on themselves that usually are pressed to perform better. We've seen many times during the playoffs where somebody has made it or not made it by a point or two. So it's usually those drivers on the hot seat that are really the ones that are going to be looking to make aggressive moves and try to get the best out of their truck. As we see pretty much that whole top 14 kind of stay in line and get all the speed they can get, try to get away from those two competitors in the back and just settle in, because we have a long race.
Do you happen to know the fuel window for these trucks here at Daytona?
I actually do not. That would be pretty interesting to figure out. I know the race will probably be, I believe it'll be 25, 25, 50 for the race. So we'll see if they need to pit during stage 1. My guess is yes. I would assume that they're either going to split the stage or just take fuel only on the end of the stage. So we'll see. But if you can save, here's the other thing too, is if you can save, you might be able to make it. So I guess stage 1 will really kind of tell us how much these guys are willing to save. as we see, oh, we see the trucks split up into two lines and one truck in the grass.
Yeah, that was strange. I was
Somebody,
watching that from the leader's view, and it looked like he just checked up and got hit in the rear and then went to the infield. That was very strange.
yeah, I think that might have been a lag issue or something, but either way, everybody kept it clean. It definitely jumbled people up a little bit, but with the intensity of this draft, I can imagine all these drivers will be able to um, catch back up to each other and form that line again. But one thing that did help though is that backpack that only had two drivers in it gained another driver. So, and it looks like yeah, they're definitely getting a little racy though. I see some people really wobbling around there up front.
It looked like Seabass pulled over there and kind of let the 70 truck Chris in the bottom line go. I don't know, maybe if he's just deciding he's going to start trying to save a few laps here, but he didn't really try to stop them at all.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, right now, I would say in the first stage, it's probably beneficial to, try to see, how much you can save and what your car can handle. Because at the end of the run, in stage 3, that's really going to matter a lot. So I know some of these guys aren't looking to push it. Although, I'm sure once we get close to the stage end, things will ramp up a little bit, because as we've seen, those stage points really matter, especially that stage win. That playoff point goes a long way, being able to be carried through the rounds up and until the championship round.
Yeah, in my experience so far, stage points are just absolutely crucial. You can come away with a good finish, but if you didn't accrue any stage points, somebody that finishes 5, 6, 7 spots behind you is going to have just as many points as you, just based on if they acquired stage points earlier in the race. So
Absolutely. And here's another interesting thing is I'm looking at the top 6 that have kind of broken away from the rest of the pack. 3 of these guys are below the cut line. Haskell's sitting in second, Puzzle in third, and Fast Seabass in fifth. 3 guys that are underneath the cut line right now, up in the front. So that's definitely, some evidence of what I was alluding to before, just people under pressure, what they're willing to do to, get back above the cut line.
well, all 4 of the guys who are below it are in this race. I know you said a couple guys are missing, but none guys below the line are missing. So those guys want to take advantage of whatever they can from the guys who are maybe above them that aren't in the race.
Absolutely. They're, for the most part, I can't imagine why they wouldn't slide all the way to the bottom of the standing. So that leaves only 2 spots below the standing, or below the cut line left, and so these 4 guys are going to try to maximize the amount of points, because it'll definitely put them in a more favorable position come next week when we have an elimination race. So it looks like that top 6 has really gained a little bit. They've stayed really formed up, not trying to make any crazy moves. They've broken away. Looks like about, I would say, a second. And then we've got the second pack back here. It looks like they have about, let's see, yeah, they have 6 trucks as well. And then after that, it looks like we have, let's see if I can find it. There's your lead pack, there's your second pack. Trying to see, and then yeah, it looks like we still got that 3 truck pack all the way in the back, still trying to catch the middle, but now we have more of a separated 3 pack right now. I'm hearing drivers talking about coming to pit road soon. So
yeah, I was gonna say,
we'll
because
see,
I definitely see, I'm following along with Seabass, and I can tell that as soon as he kind of gets that huge run up to the back bumper, he lets off. So I know that he's trying to save for sure.
All right, so yeah, we are coming to 18 of 20. You know what that means? 3 to go at the line. Next time by, pit road will be closed. So
That's right.
basically, if we're gonna see drivers come down pit road, it's either gonna be now or never.
Yep, they got to make a decision. If you're one of these guys in the
Let's
front
see.
pack and you're kind of guaranteed a top 6 spot here if you just finish clean, do you want to gamble? Do you want to take that
Yeah,
chance?
it looks like nobody is going to gamble. I just scanned all 3 packs. The only person that has taken a trip down pit road was Merkel Iceman, who fell off the pace right at the beginning there. He has made his way onto pit road. Everybody else staying on the racetrack, coming to 2 to go here. No takers in the first pack, so we're gonna see them stretch it here. So their pit window is basically going to be 20 laps. But we're hearing some people saying maybe 1 lap left, and we've got 2 to go with pit road closed. Not good. They're gonna have to be in full save mode for these last couple. As we see T-Glass still your race leader at 2 to go. This guy's gotten quite a few playoff points. He's gotten a win at the last restrictor plate race. So it should be interesting to see whether he's going to take the first stage or not. But as we've seen in the past, anybody in this top 6 can do it. As we see one person moving to the outside, will anybody go with him? 1 to go in the stage.
Yeah, I don't think these guys sitting in third, fourth, fifth, sixth, maybe the top 2 might, but I don't think these guys sitting in third, fourth, fifth, sixth are going to just sit here and stay single file to the line. I think
Oh,
somebody's going to try to
absolutely.
make a move.
Especially, I would think that guy sitting in third right now, Puzzle sitting, I believe, 7 below the line. If anything, you lose a couple of points, but a stage win in front of you as we see 2 trucks move up, possibly. Then they fall back in line. Oh, there he goes. He peeks out, comes right back. Puzzle 83 moves out. Is Haskell going to make a run at it? And it looks like 54 of T-Glass will be your stage 1 winner.
Wow. Yeah, in a situation like that, it makes sense to take the chance too, because worst scenario is you're gonna finish 6th. Whereas, like, if there was a pack of 12 and you get hung out, then taking a chance might not make as much sense. But
Absolutely. And, for a guy like Haskell and Puzzle, they're sitting second, third. Yeah, you want that extra point, the extra playoff point as well. But at the same time, 9 and 8 points on your competitors that are not in this race or are behind you is huge. I mean, we saw how close the points are. So do you really want to sacrifice a couple of points for that? I mean, they're sitting in a good spot. So
right.
that's a smart move by both of them and everybody in the top 5. Fast Seabass getting stage points as well. So, a couple of guys under the cut line doing well so far. Here we go for stage 2. We've got Haskell the Rascal, T-Glass on your outside, or on your pole. And it looks like Fast Seabass, Puzzle Nose, second row. Here we go. So I believe stage 2 will be 17 laps.
That should mean that
Little
we will not
bobbles.
see a pit stop this stage either, unless there's a caution.
Absolutely. Yeah, we see some real bobbles. Oh, there's a wreck. That's going to
That's a
bring out a
caution.
caution.
Yep. Haskell getting the outside line, race back to the line here.
Yeah,
He
that
clears
was,
the
you
inside
knew it
row.
was coming.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming. Eventually something was going to happen. It looks like people have really been squirrely on the restarts. So once everybody gets going and nice filed out, it's fine. But that just beginning is crazy. Looks like Haskell and Seabass are going to be your top 2 at the line. We're going to be taking a short break, and we will get everybody lined back up for the restart. So yeah, what do you so while we got a short break, Nilla, what did you think about that first stage, and what impressed you, and what do you think's gonna happen uh for the second stage?
Uh, I think the second you're gonna see more of what you see in the first stage. I don't, you don't have to. There's not gonna be a green flag pit stop. Guys won't get too aggressive. I don't think. Maybe except outside of the couple last few laps of the stage. But what I was impressed with was those playoff drivers. Those guys who are just below the cut line, I should say. Three of them finishing in that top group there, getting some good stage points. They can keep that up. They're going to come out of this feeling real good about their chances.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're really gonna see stage one on repeat almost. Those guys that really need those stage points are going to be very conservative. They're just going to get their track position, take free spots, as you could say, if people run up the track or make mistakes, and just sit there. And then, when we get down to the third stage, that's really where it's going to get nuts. People are going to be going for the race win. When you put a playoff race or a playoff spot in front of these hungry drivers, that's where it's going to go nuts.
I saw about 7 trucks come down pit road, so just a little bit less than half the field decided to come down there. Um, I'm not sure at Daytona it'll make much of a difference. They probably just had to maybe repair some damage, but we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. If there is any damage on those trucks, you definitely want to get it repaired at a plate track. Just being very aero sensitive. Other than that, we know they're going to be good to go on fuel, with this stage being just a bit shorter, and they're able to make that last one without pitting. So you're probably just going to see a few people come down pit road, as we saw.
Now, do we have any cup drivers in this race, Slug?
Yeah, we do. We actually have two tonight. Surprisingly, we have Merkel Iceman from the Cup Series. In the we saw him earlier. I forget what sponsor his truck is. We also have the Dab King, or Dab King now. He's another one of your Cup drivers. We'll see if we can find the two of them
The light
on
blue, I
screen.
believe, is Merkel, or the teal, or
Yep. So the
something.
48 Chevy is Dab King. He's one of your Cup drivers, and then Merkel Iceman is, I believe, in the 38, that blue and pink and white truck, Aris. He's a Ford tonight. So we had two Cup drivers wanting to see what happens at Daytona.
It looks like the Seabass may have actually gotten beat back to the line for second place because we got a puzzled nose here on the inside of Haskell on
Yeah,
the
you're
front row.
right. Scoring says that it looks like, yeah, he did get beat on that caution race to the line. So it looks like Haskell will be the control truck on the outside. Puzzle Nose in second. Fast Seabass and T-Glass will make up your second row. It looks like KR and Chris will make up your third row for this restart, which should be going green this time by. We'll get you
That's a
restarted. Definitely good on fuel. And
interesting
shoot out for
choice by
stage two.
Haskell to take the outside line on the restart.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he might think that, with a Chevy on the inside, he kind of wants to jump in front of him. Maybe he'll help him out. It's possible, getting the jump. Who knows? Because he's got a Ford and a Toyota. Or he thinks T-Glass a better pusher. You can see T-Glass getting right up to his bumper on that restart. Looks like the inside line didn't have a really great restart Couple
No,
people
Puzzle.
actually moving up to the High Line.
Yeah, Puzzle's down there kind of by himself right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He is kind of left out to dry. Looks like we had 3 wide back in the pack there a little bit.
Yeah, these restarts have
Give me
certainly
one.
been a little bit hectic. Guys have been getting spread out rather quickly due to contact or bad restarts or what have you, but
Absolutely. Yeah, we just got confirmed on the radio. Merkel Iceman, the Cup driver, is actually gonna have to retire. He has had horrible internet issues, and on plate tracks, you know, we're very strict with lag issues. Just can't have it. So he will be done for the day, leaving Dab King in the 48, your lone Cup driver for tonight.
you hate to see lag take out anybody from a race. You know these guys, practice hard and work hard to get ready for these races. But if it's gonna happen, at least it wasn't to one of the contending truck guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a unfortunately um, a part of online racing as opposed to regular racing in real life, but they have the part where they have failures. So, you know, we almost treat lagging and lag issues as mechanical failures. It's basically
Right.
the equivalent. So, you know, it adds that other piece of realism. So you'd hate to see somebody like him have to leave the race for an issue, but it happens. As we see, the big loser on this restart, really, you see Fast Seabass has dropped all the way back to, looks like 11th or 12th. He got shuffled out all the way on that outside line. Everybody keeping a nice tight line on the bottom, and he just went all the way to the back.
Yeah, he's at the tail end of that, I think, 12 truck grouping now in the front. It looked like everybody went inside, and he just could not find any room to get down.
Yeah, that's unfortunately what happens at plate tracks. You know, a lot of people like to hold the bottom, and when you have a whole bunch of trucks on the bottom and you get shuffled out to the top, as we see another truck up there. I can't tell who that is just yet, but you know, fortunately for him, he found a spot. But you know, a lot of times you end up just falling all the way back to the end of the line, which in this case is pretty long.
Yep. Looks
But
like the only
two of those
guys.
drive good, good.
Looks like the only guys really way off the pace right now is Slushy, Arkham, and Bark Ranger. Those are the three. Or no, Ice Spiller. Sorry, he's found himself back there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like we had an issue. Yeah, I think that's gonna bring out the caution.
I
Yeah, we
must have
had
missed that.
a couple. Yeah, I think as they were coming through the tri-oval there, there were a couple trucks towards the back that got a little loose or shuffled, and a couple trucks went around there. But one thing I noticed too was that the um, the only truck below the cut line, or the only 2 trucks above the cut or below the cut line in this top 5 are still Haskell and Puzzle. So those guys still hold and serve and trying to get maximum points here.
It looks like, judging by where they're on the track, that 2-car incident may have been with the 15 of Expert Racing and YK All Day.
Absolutely. An expert, one of our rookies, he made his first start last week. So just trying to log some laps here and get accustomed to the league and the drivers. I believe he's the only rookie in the field tonight. Everybody else has started most of the season with us, with the exception of one of our Cup drivers.
I noticed that WOT Racing and OK Sideways are exactly tied in points coming into this week. However, WOT did pick up the win. But if Sideways could somehow manage to pull this one out, that would move him above him, am I right? Based on the tiebreaker in points?
Well, the thing is with WOT being um, advanced already, he's locked in with 7 spots remaining in the second round. So, even if Sideways passes him in points, he will still need to, win or point his way into the next round. And we gave out, for those of you that weren't with us last week, when we talked about it, we gave out regular season bonuses to the top 3 drivers at the end of the regular season. And they received 15, 10, and 5 respectively bonus playoff points. Um, but we do not reward any more after that for highest driver in each stage or each round of the playoffs. So really right now, if Sideways were to win and then have more points, he would move higher in the standings. Yes, but they're locked in regardless. So at this point, the really thing that they're looking for is those playoff points, because they get to take those into the next round and hopefully help them get into the championship round.
Yep. With 2
Car's
cautions
getting
coming
formed
out
back up.
here in this stage, we may be looking at a short run to the finish here at the end of stage 2.
That's true. So we are going to have 6 laps to go at the start finish line. So 6 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. Haskell to Rascal and Puzzle Nose, your front 2. We have 6 to go in stage 2 of race 2, round 1 of the Fast Family Truck Series or Truck Summer Series playoffs.
I think this has
You'll
been the
see Puzzle
cleanest
Nose.
1-2 on a restart that I've seen so far.
Absolutely, but unfortunately for Puzzle Nose and KR that started on the outside there, they are just getting freight train. Looks like 1 or 2 trucks back in the pack may want to help them out, but so far they're falling fast, and that inside line of Haskell, T-Glass, it looks like Chris is down there. Those guys are really Sideways also pushing really hard down there to get past those guys. Alright, so we are hitting 5 to go, so cautions will be off for stage 2. It's going to be a 5-lap shootout to the end. Looks like one truck off pace, but all 15 others in a line could win this stage.
Yeah, it looks like Arkham and YK are the only 2 guys that have lost the draft.
Yep, it looks like a little dicey there towards the back of that pack. 2 and almost 3 wide there. Didn't get quite 3 wide, but we see a lot of trucks jumping out of line now, not running in that perfect line anymore, as we're going to hit 4 to go in the stage.
You saw Haskell lead most of that first stage as well, but then T-Glass managed to pull off the last lap pass. Let's see if Haskell can manage to hold him off this time.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Haskell has always shown that he is definitely a great plate track racer. Almost every time we go here, he's always running towards the front. And T-Glass, showing obviously he has the same skills by winning the Talladega race. So you expect these two to be at the front. Who is going to pull it off, or could somebody in the back surprise us? Yet to be seen. We should be coming to 3 laps to go here. And the end of stage 2. Who's going to grab that playoff point? We see it looks like Haskell and Puzzle Nose, the top guys in this front pack here that are under the cut line. So definitely trying to get some points for them. Looks like Fast Seabass has kind of fallen off a little bit, and not good for him there.
Yeah, Slushy and
Oh,
Seabass, I got lost the draft. I believe they're just a 2-car pack now.
looks like it. We had a car hit the wall there coming. I think it was into turn 3 as we're going to be at 2 to go. In stage 2, pit road is going to be closed. I don't think anyone's going to want to come down it right now or before that, because we are in a 6-lap shootout here at the end. Little gap between Haskell and T-Glass, maybe mounting for a run here.
Now, in a situation like this, Slide, I know that you have to get the run, that's obvious, but besides that, if you're thinking about going on the outside, not only do you have to have the right people working with you, but also, how much does it cross your mind the people that you're trying to pass on the inside being able to give you enough room on that outside to the point where you don't have to be worried about, you know, being taken out up there on that high line?
Well, the key, really to passing at any line at a plate track is trust. I mean, you have to, trust the guy underneath you to not shove you up. You have to trust the guy, maybe above you to not pinch you on the apron. You got to trust that the guys behind you will work with you. And if you're in the front, you got to trust that the guy behind you stays with you. So, I mean, it's all about trust and really,
Here they
predicting. As you
go.
can see, an outline, outside line is forming. The 07, a sideways, thought about it, couldn't get up in front of him. Will they have enough to be able to challenge for the lead? It does not look like it. It's going to be up to Haskell and T-Glass. Looks like they're going to fall in line, and Haskell's going to win a stage.
Yep.
How about that? Haskell's first stage win of the season comes at Daytona. T-Glass coming in second, sideways third. Looks like Chris fourth, Ice Biller fifth, Dab King sixth. I can't tell who seventh is there, last in line. I believe there it
Maybe
is, Puzzle
Sludgy.
Nose.
No? Okay.
Puzzle Nose getting stage points as well. It looks like, I can't tell, but I don't think Fast Seabass got stage points that time. So
No.
definitely two guys in that under the cut line getting those points to capitalize. All
Yeah,
right,
this
so we
this race
saw
couldn't have
40
gone much
laps.
better for Haskell so far.
That's true. He stayed up front most of the day, grabbed stage points in both, and here he is taking the green flag. Stage 3 should be 60 laps to go. The meet with a playoff spot on the line. Speaking of the playoffs, some of you at home may be wondering, hey, why do some trucks have white numbers and white rims? Nilla, I think you might know why.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. It's because those are going to be our playoff drivers. You see white rims, you see white numbers, and you're another guy on the track or even a viewer at home. You know that guy is somebody battling for a championship. He's in the playoffs. He's trying to get a trophy. So give him a little extra room. Don't drive him too hard. Be respectful and race him clean.
Absolutely. That is our indicator for you guys. Unfortunately, NASCAR Heat 4 did not give us the opportunity to change anything other than those two as far as color wise. Heat 5, which we will be rolling to in September. If you don't have a copy of that, go out and grab yourself one. That allows us to change not only the rim and number color, but also the spoiler color. So that'll be a very interesting addition to our playoffs come in the fall season. And we'll talk about more of that as it comes to light. But for right now, we are here in race 2, round 1 of the Truck Series Summer Playoffs for Fast Family Racing League. And We got Haskell out front in the 83, and pretty much a 16 truck lineup right now. Nobody falling off pace as of yet.
So with a 60-lap third stage and the fuel window being about 20, we should expect about 2 green flag pit stops, if I'm not mistaken, in this stage.
Absolutely, yeah. And we saw, to stretch it out to 20 laps, we did see some saving. So if these drivers are to make it all the way to get 2 pit stops, that's going to take some saving. So, we'll see what these drivers can do, and see if they'll make it in the 2 stops. But I'm pretty confident that that's how it's pretty much going to go.
I know I mentioned it right as the race was beginning, but this again, I haven't seen T-Glass and Haskell really separate at all. I think that they've had a strategy coming into this race. They've qualified well, and they are just going to do whatever it takes to work together to stay up front. And it has worked to perfection so far for them.
Absolutely, yeah. I definitely see these guys working together pretty well right now, and I don't know if they've talked before the race, but they seem to have some chemistry working together, and it's benefited both of them winning a stage and getting some valuable stage points. So that's definitely benefited the 2 of them, as we see an outside line trying to form again. It looks like we have 3 or 4 trucks this time. Slushy in the 66 was trying to lead that charge. It looks like they might have lost some now.
Yeah, that green 66 kind of came out of nowhere, but then they kind of stalled out up to about second on that outside line.
Yeah, they almost had something going, and then again, it comes down to that trust. He kind of lost, or he had trust in a couple of guys, and it seemed like they jumped to the bottom, and now we are back to single file racing. It looks like Sideways has moved his way up to second. As we see a lead change, looks like, I don't know if he gave it to him or he took it, but that moves the 54 of T-Glass to the lead. The 83 has gone high, fallen in line into third. Almost like magic there. He's fallen in between the 07 and the 70. But still single file. Looks like we've got 3 trucks off pace now. So still a 13 truck pack here.
Yeah, Odd Coast, our rookie, he's back there. Arkham Boss, he hasn't had a good race so far. He seems to fall
Ice
off.
spinning.
Oh, is that? I don't know if that's a caution, but there's 2 guys very slow.
Yeah, it's a 2 truck wreck. That's going to bring out the caution.
All right. See the race back to the line here. Looks like T-Glass got passed by KR. He'll take the lead going into the next restart.
Yeah, KR jumping out to that lead right at the line at the caution. So pretty interesting there. We'll see what he can do with the point. But pit road's going to be open this time, so we'll see who comes out of pit road.
Now, since we're in the third stage, it's probably a good to bring this up. I know this is the second restrictor plate race in the truck series this season, because you guys opened at Talladega. I know there was a little controversy at the end of that first restrictor plate race. You want to go over the rule that affected the end of that race so people
Yes,
understand?
sir. So a rule that only comes out during plate races is the yellow line rule. If some of you at home are familiar with NASCAR yellow line rule, it goes that you're not allowed at any time during the race to pass another truck underneath the yellow line. However, that works both ways, because not only does it apply to trucks trying to make a pass, but as well as if you're in the lead or in front of somebody and they get underneath you and then you force them below the yellow line, that's an equal offense. as to trying to pass somebody underneath the yellow line. So both of them during the middle of the race result in a pass-through penalty. However, if it happens on the last lap, as it did in the Talladega race, where the leader forced second place underneath the yellow line, that resulted in getting stripped of the win and getting placed last truck on the lead lap. So definitely something you don't want to do coming into the strike. There's a lot of things you can do, but that is definitely one you cannot do. So, drivers always being aggressive at plate tracks definitely have to take note of that one, because you definitely don't want to be that person we saw. That was Chris at Talladega.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, had a fast truck, but was outmaneuvered and made a bad block, and unfortunately for him, cost him his first win. However, he did rebound and get his first win at Michigan, so we're proud to see him get back on the horse and keep going there. But
And he did end
ended
up
up
with the most
T-Glass
stage
for the winner.
points of anybody in the regular season too, so he rebounded really well.
That's correct. Yeah, he ended up being the regular season champion, also getting that win on top of that. So, he definitely rebounded. T-Glass getting the win there at Talladega because of that. And the big loser in all that was Watt Racing, who was second and was forced under and ended up getting third. So ended up getting scored second in that race. And then he locked himself in last week. So, a lot of guys just, competitive in this series. All three series, top series that we have in this league are super competitive. So, it's a joy to watch.
Some interesting strategy was played here. OK Sideways was the only truck to stay out on the track. So he's going to be your leader on the restart. And also, I noticed that Seabass is on the outside line. When they went down pit road, he was in about 7th, I believe. So he may have taken 2 to get up to that second position.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how this plays out. One driver staying out, one driver taking 2. We know one truck that's good to go is at 16 in third place, now second, of KR. He took the 4 and the fuel. He is good to go there, so pretty interesting to see plays for track position, as unfortunately for Fast Seabass, he got let out to dry.
Everybody went low and just left him up there.
Absolutely. He has fallen back and still continues to fall back right now. Unfortunately, a curse of being on the outside, but everybody else finding a space, and the 16 pushing the 07, so that'll be, I believe, the 4th leader of this race so far.
Yep.
As we saw T-Glass and Haskell run up early, KR leading a lap under caution, and now Sideways will take the boys to the start-finish line once more.
Well, actually, Seabass had led some laps too, so maybe the 5th.
That's right. You're right.
Leader of the race.
5th leader. That's correct. And it looks like 4th place, Puzzle Nose, trying to make some moves early on in this 3rd stage. And nothing out there, but he's definitely one of those guys under that cut line that I definitely predict will be willing to make some moves here as this race goes lower on laps.
We only have 3 trucks that are separated from that big pack, and they are all nose to tail in their own little 3-car tandem. It looks like Ice Spiller, Arc, and I believe that's Arkham.
Yeah, and we're seeing some racing at the front here. It looks like there's a 3-truck tandem on the outside challenging Haskell and Sideways. We got KR, Puzzle, and one other. And it looks like, he's going to pop down. That was Dab King. He pops down to the low line along with T-Glass. So that outside line not getting the help. Had a good run going, but we see a couple trucks actually forming up in the back. Oh, one truck wide. Oh, that's not going to be good. They are 3 wide. One person getting put in the wall. That's going to shake things up.
Yeah, there was a truck on the outside that cut the nose off of somebody that was running low, and then that turned into a 3 wide going into turn 3 there, but they held it together for the most part.
Yeah, that was good driving by everybody. A tough situation. It just looked like two trucks were going for the same spot, and it turned into a little bit of chaos. But everybody got it sorted out. But for the moment, Sideways still your leader. Haskell now in second. T-Glass in third. KR is back to fourth now. Looks like Puzzle in fifth. And that'll be your top five for right now. We'll see if that outside lane will form back up again or these guys will stay single file. So Nilla, from your experience, you see two major packs now. That little chaos there
Right.
coming through the tri-ovals kind of separated them. So if I'm somebody in the front pack and I see a bunch of my competitors just got separated off, am I going to race these guys or am I going to just pull in the line and try to gain space?
I think that's an easy one at this stage. At this stage, I would just try to draft hard as possible. I wouldn't be making any moves because if I can get a huge gap between our lead pack of 6, 7, 8 trucks and the rest of the field, theoretically, if it goes green the rest of the way, I'm narrowing down the amount of competition I'm going to have at the end of the race. Because those other guys, if they can't catch up, those are just people that you don't even really have to think about for the rest of the race, theoretically.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree. You know, it's smart right now. You say, oh, it's the third stage. I want to get going. I want to get out front. But, you know, if you can just straight up eliminate half the field just by tucking in line for some laps here, I mean, that's less cars in your way. So, I mean, really, you know, that's really a smart decision as it looks like most of these guys are doing. And it looked like the 48 may have been trying to make something work there. Who knows? But for the most part, this front pack has kind of stayed in line. The back pack has as well. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see who can outpush who here.
Now, this is our first broadcast that we've done together. In my experience commentating, I always like to, around this point, pick a winner. Just, take a shot in the dark, take a guess, see if you can get it right. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's always fun. And
Oh, truck around.
as we see a truck around,
Or
is
is
he
that
going to come
lag?
back up the track? Oh!
Oh, that's a caution.
Yep, I don't know what that was, but that's
That was
definitely going to be a
T-Glass.
caution.
Oh boy. Well, I'll tell you who'd like to see that. It was that second pack.
Yeah, I don't know whether that was a lag or whether that was, I don't know what that was, but it looked like as they go into the corner, the 54 went down the track, got loose, and then slid up and just, came back up into the track.
After the start-finish line, it looked like he just got turned sideways on the, going into turn one. I don't. They were single file too, so that was very, very awkward. Might have been a lag issue or
Yeah, there
something.
was
I don't know.
definitely, I'm hearing it's a lag issue. I'm going to be right back and sort it out. All right, yeah, after discussing it, we're hearing from race control that it was just that was an lag incident. Somehow, it was a spike, and somebody went flying into T-Glass and
T-Glass,
sent him sideways, and he had no control of the truck after that and came back up into the track. So that was some wild.
I tell you
wild,
what,
wild events.
that brought back very hard memories for me. I don't know if you remember, but in the Xfinity race at Daytona a few weeks ago, I was running third with 2 laps left, and something very similar happened to me there, where just uncontrollable, just a lag out of nowhere sent me way down to the inside and kind of took my chances up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We see that quite a bit at the plate tracks. It's just it's one of those things. Just being a popular track on the game and how big they are. We just see issues like that every now and then, which kind of mimics the air that happens to real trucks, where sometimes you're going through a corner and you get bad air from a truck near you and it just turns your truck sideways. So you can kind of think of it that way.
It looked like all the trucks went down pit road, however, Sideways went in as the leader, and it looks like he's come out second behind Haskell.
Well, that's some smart strategy by him, because if you remember from the last caution, he was the one that stayed out and was not that high in track position, but now he's up on the front row and pitted.
So did you want to go ahead and pick a driver to win this race, or you want me to go first?
Yeah,
Or?
let's talk about that. Go ahead. Yeah, be my guest.
I'm actually going to go with a guy that we haven't talked about much this race. I think it's kind of a shot in the dark. I'm really going with
Okay.
this pick just off experience. And I'm going to go with the Cup driver, Dab King. I think he'll find a way to work together with somebody and maybe pull this thing out.
Good pick. I mean, Dab King and I actually split the title of Super Speedway champion of last season. Both of us winning 2 super speedways. So Dab King
I didn't
definitely
even know that.
knows how to. Yeah, Dab King definitely knows how to, um, win at plate tracks. So that's definitely a good pick. My pick actually, is going to be Haskell. He's been up front most of the day. I've seen him at plate tracks before, and he always finds himself towards the front. So I'm gonna go with the 83.
Okay. I don't know
And
about you, but that
we
was a
don't.
very up right there. I don't know if you noticed that. Looked like people were quite spread out, even coming to the line.
Yeah, it looked like the outside line really didn't have that great of a restart. We saw OK Sideways in the 7 on the outside fall all the way back. He either missed the shift or just did not get going on the restart, and that allowed that inside line to pull away. Could drivers be saving right now? Who knows? But on a side note, we do have 9 viewers right now. We don't want to just take all the fun. Um, we want you guys to comment in the chat. Who do you think is going to win tonight's race at Daytona? I want to hear from you and see who do you
Yeah, let's
think.
get that
So,
feedback.
absolutely. We love to engage with our fans during our broadcast as much as we can, so be pretty interesting.
Tell you who was the biggest loser on this restart, and it is the guy that we were talking about just below the cut line, Fast Seabass. He is in last place, and he has no draft help right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's kind of fallen off there. Definitely not what you want to be seeing on the restart. It's stage 3. This is definitely where it counts. You see, interesting enough, the front 2 are 2 of those guys we talked about below the cut line. So, those are guys that really need the points, and they are up front when it matters. We
And how
have
about it?
2 fans in the audience saying who they think. We have Extreme Shocks. I think you might know him from the
Yeah,
National
I think I
Series.
know
He
him.
says
Yeah.
Puzzle Nose in the 64 is going to win. That second truck in line there. And we also had Hodges Sr., another Xfinity driver. He says the 83 for the win, Haskell the Rascal. So
Oh, so he's with
thank
you.
you guys for chiming in. Yeah, Good, great minds think alike, I guess. But we'll see. But yeah, if any of you, the rest of you out there, are watching, definitely let us know who you think's gonna win the race.
I'll tell
Definitely
you
would love
what,
to hear from you.
there's a couple guys right now that were just having terrible starts to this race, just in the back the whole time, losing the draft, and they're both in the top 5 now. We have 4th place Bark Ranger, and we have the 13 of Ice Spiller, bringing up the 5th place, which is the tail end of that lead 5-card pack. And those guys have all of a sudden put themselves in a position to have a much better finish.
Absolutely, that's definitely what you want to see. Ice Spiller definitely had a lot of points coming into the playoffs. One of those shockers to see him so far back at the beginning of this one. However, as all the drivers who have quite a few points will do usually, start off slow and come out when it matters. So he is definitely moving up at the right time. And yeah, that's definitely surprising, but I think this from experience. Daytona is just one of those tracks where we see all kinds of surprises. People that go from the back to the front and the front to the back real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's see how Haskell does up there now without his buddy T-Glass, because T-Glass finds himself back in about 8th place right now in that second grouping with OK Sideways and those guys.
Absolutely.
He's got to be
Oh, it
disappointed about
looks like
that unfortunate lag situation. T-Glass I'm talking about.
absolutely. Yeah, unfortunate. And it looks like we're having, that front pack is pretty organized, but this backpack with or should I say second pack, we saw some action there. If a couple of you guys were watching on the screen, we had, let me see if I could find it. Yeah, here we go. This backpack here, led by, oops, sorry about that. I do not have, yeah, I can't tell who is led by right now. It looks like,
Odd Coast, I
yeah,
believe. Odd
Odd
Coast, I believe.
Coast, yeah. A lot of good drivers in this backpack. Odd Coast and YK, Arkham, T-Glass is back here. So a lot of guys in this backpack racing right now when it looks like they have more trucks in that front pack. If they just form up, they could easily catch those guys. But for right now, we saw just moments earlier some crazy racing.
It's very interesting that front pack of 5, there's only one guy above the cut line in that pack. And that would be the guy in 5th
Yeah, we're
place of
seeing
Ice Spiller.
absolutely. We're seeing such an interesting spread here because we have, I think, 3 of our top 5 in points in this middle pack here. And
Yep.
then obviously we have Arkham back here who's was dead last coming into this playoffs, but he's back here as well. And then a couple of our rookies. So pretty interesting spread. I'm interested to see whether these guys can form up and catch that front pack. They definitely have the trucks to do it.
Is Merkel Iceman the only one with engine failure so far in this race?
Yeah, I believe so. We did have one truck, I believe, 1 or 2. Let me see if I could find them. We had a couple off pace. We saw them. We saw them towards the front, or from the view of the front. I think
KR and
KR is one of
Seabass.
them, and
Yeah.
Fast Seabass. Yep.
Oh, we
A
have
couple
a truck
trucks off the
around.
pace.
I believe that was,
Where
who
do you
was
see
that?
that?
Odd Coast. Odd Coast. He was leading that
Wow.
pack, and
Let's
now
see.
he's off the pace.
Let's see if we can find him. There he is in the 84. Yeah, we saw him leading, and unfortunately for him, he finds himself now on an island. So that middle pack, losing some people there. Trying to catch that front pack still. Got the truck advantage. Now it's led by YK. But here we are back to the front. 5 trucks in this pack, staying nice and tight, trying to gain as much track position or space between them and the middle pack. Now, here's a question. So, I haven't been keeping track, but we haven't seen any trucks come down pit road yet for the first green flag pit stop. We saw some caution, so that extended it, but be interesting to see when these guys come down pit road.
Yeah, because of the ability to stretch it and not have to make a fuel pit stop in the first two stages, and then the couple cautions that we've seen here in the third, we just haven't seen these guys have to come down pit road under green, and that's going to be a key because you get a lot of speed here, and you might see guys try to push it. You don't want to get that speeding penalty because that'll just end your race chances right there. And also, who do you pit with? Because regardless of strategy, you don't want to really pit by yourself because that is going to put you without a draft partner, and you know how important that is at a track like this.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely, if I'm one of the drivers in this top 5, I'm desperately going to want to pit with these guys. That backpack's obviously going to want to pit together. So, it's really, the really key is going to be, pitting, not making mistakes, like you said, entering, and then sticking together, getting formed up quicker. Because even if the back or the middle pack has more drivers, if the front pack gets formed up quicker, there could be a lot of advantage there. So it looks like Bark Ranger really trying to make some space underneath. It looks like he's wedged up 2 drivers off the bottom. He making some moves. He got past, it looks like, Puzzle Nose and the 48 of Dab King. So definitely seeing a little bit of aggression out of him. And it looks like he's going to get it. Oh, not quite. It looked like he almost got it right back there. Puzzle Nose trying to get underneath him. Got a nose underneath. Got a little bobble there. Slid back in line.
Now, Mike, here's a question for you, Slide. If you're one of these 3 guys that's off the pace right now, you're not in either pack, you're Odd Coast, you're Fast Seabass, you're KRS, what's your game plan at this point to even give yourself a chance at winning this race?
Well, the one thing you're really hoping for is a caution, obviously. That's really going to be your saving grace as far as bringing you back to the rest of the pack. But you do have one other option, and depending, I'm not quite sure what situation they're in right now, but there's always there's always the option for fuel strategy. Maybe they try to slow down their pace, save some fuel. It's tougher being out of a draft, so obviously it's stacked against them there. But fuel and tire strategy, at least to get you back into the pack. So maybe you take 2 tires, and that saves 8 seconds, and you end up drafting with these guys and saving enough to make it back up to the pack. So, you really only have 2 options. Sit and wait for the caution if it comes, or try to, take some pitch strategy to kind of better your situation.
Well, if it looks like they're spread out, well, the first 2 looks actually caught up to each other now, but Fast Seabass is still a little would you try to link up with those other guys that are kind of off the pace too? That way maybe you could draft and save a little bit better, just because you'll have a
Oh,
drafting partner.
absolutely. The more the merrier is the name of the game here. And if you're off pace and you can link up with others, even if you've fallen off and you're going to give up a little time to get caught by like 3 or 4 others, that time that you lost to drop back to them is going to be gained, twice the amount once you get together and are drafting together. So it'd definitely be a huge advantage for you to stay, or find others and work with them and stay with them.
It looks like Haskell's been shuffled back to 5th.
Yeah, we saw some lead changes there. It looked
Puzzle
like
Nose is up there.
Yeah, Puzzle Nose making some moves and people shuffling around, but these guys don't look like they're pushing it that hard. They're pretty spread out. Might be getting ready to come down pit road, who knows? But these 5 have definitely gained some space. As you look at the gap back to that second pack, they almost have pretty much a straightaway. ahead of that second, and it looks like the third. Let's check back there because it almost looks like that those couple of stragglers may have caught that middle pack.
Not quite.
Here is that middle pack. Not quite, but they are coming. You can see them in the background there, working together. That was, I believe you said it was Seabass and one other.
KRS. Odd,
And yeah, Odd
Odd
Coast
Coast.
fall off.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see this second 5-truck pack here. You know, you can see. Let's see if we can use that overview. You can see the gap. They are away from that front pack, almost a straightaway. We'll see if what pit cycles will do and see if
Actually,
we can get the better pit stop.
it looks like a couple of guys have fallen off that middle pack because Slushy and YK are in a 2-car tandem now. They're actually the first 2 that are off of that middle pack.
Absolutely, yeah, we're seeing them on screen now. The 2 of them drafting. We see another straggler behind them. I believe that's Fast Seabass all the way in the back. There he is. But we are back up front. Oh, there's
So
there's
it looks like we have
others.
2 5-car packs now. That's with one in the front and one in the middle.
Yep, that's correct. We got one led by T-Glass and the other currently led by Dab King on the inside, making a move. Actually, no. Sorry about that. It's going to be Ice Spiller will take the point. He looked like the Dab King was going to get it, but he did not. Trying to figure out where that 5th truck went. May have gone down pit road.
Yeah, the other guy was
I only see 4.
it was the rookie, wasn't it? Or no, it was Puzzle Nose. Puzzle Nose isn't in that lead
Puzzle
pack anymore.
Nose. Yeah, let's see
Dab
if we can
King's down
find
pit
him.
road.
Dab King down pit road. That's right. Let's see. Yeah, Puzzle Nose actually looks like he might be out of fuel, or
I believe he
yeah,
had
he's
pitted
out
the
of
lap
fuel.
earlier.
No,
I think he's
you're
getting
right.
up
You're
to
right.
speed.
No, he's not. Yep, that's correct. We see him coming back onto the track. So we had a couple drivers kind of pit away from their partners. Yeah, Extreme's asking what happened to Puzzle. He actually pitted off cycle, or not off cycle, but not with the rest of the pack there. As we see
The other
that
4
second
coming
pack,
down. Yeah.
or yeah, pitting with the front pack. We see a whole
But I'll
gaggle
tell
of
you what,
trucks
that
coming
middle
down pit
pack
road.
is right there behind them now. I don't
Yeah,
know how
they
they
caught
caught
up.
up, but
It
wow.
seemed like to me because of the breakup between Dab King and Puzzle pitting early, that backpack seemed to catch them. And now this whole conglomerate between the 2 are together. Yeah, Shock saying we'll see how it plays out. Definitely going to be interesting to see. We are going to.
I'm gonna follow along with Puzzle and see where it all shakes out.
Yeah, you do that. I'm going to try to follow the leader of this pack here. It looks like Ice Spiller is going to be leading them around turns 1 and 2. A little bit of separation between these guys, but I'm assuming they will be getting up to speed here.
There is a car about 1 second in front of Puzzle, a black truck. I don't know if that's Dab King, but I don't know how he would have came out in front of Puzzle, but looks like all those leaders came out way ahead of Puzzle though. Looks like Ice Spill is your leader.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna go talk to race control and double check where we are.
And grab a lap check.
Yeah, you're right. Ice Spiller in the 13 is your leader. We just hit 20 laps to go.
Oh
so
boy.
we saw our first pit stop, and we figured they could go 20 laps to the end. So we're pretty much good to go on fuel. No more
It should
pit
be
stops.
interesting.
Yeah, that 1383 and '07, and one more there. I think the 54 has gotten his way up. So how about that 54 rebounding after getting in that incident? And being in that second pack, he's now in the lead four.
And you know, Haskell likes to see that because he knows out of that lead four, he's got.
Absolutely. And we saw Haskell actually get around the 13 Ice Spiller. Ice looking like he might be short and have to save a little bit. So Haskell to the point.
Well, that's what I'm thinking
Everybody kind
because
of
you
spaced
said
out.
20 to go, but they had pitted maybe a lap or two before that. So they may have pitted with, 22 to go. So it may be a real stretch run here.
Absolutely. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how this plays out because, we saw a couple different strategies, a couple trucks pitting even earlier than that. You're just talking about that mass that we saw pit,
Right.
but there were some that pitted even earlier. So, some of those might even have to make us a second stop. We'll see.
And these lead two have pulled way off from the other guys behind them.
Yeah, they really have. So this should be pretty interesting to see, if these guys are pushing too hard and the other guys behind them are saving, or, vice versa. Who knows? So,
As weird as it sounds, because you always want to be in the lead. That's where I don't want to be right now. If I'm Haskell, I want to be Ice Spiller, the guy right behind him, because I'm going to be able to stay with you in the top two, but I'm saving, and you're not really being able to do that.
absolutely. Pretty interesting though. If I would want to be anybody on the track right now, I would honestly probably want to be either it looks like Expert Racing or even Chris, just because they are sitting in that 5 truck pack
Yeah.
behind the leaders.
Mhm.
And if you notice when you're when in a big pack like that, you're going a little bit faster, so you can actually lay off the
Let off
throttle
more.
more and
Yep.
save more. So, even if you're those two guys up front, even if you're Ice Spiller, you may not be able to save enough just behind one truck and keep
Yeah, that's a good
speed.
point.
But,
Yep.
being in that backpack, yeah.
I'll tell you what, even behind Chris, we got a couple other guys that are trying to sneak up into that 5 car group. I believe that's Dab King and Puzzled Nose. So
Yeah.
if they get a
So we're
7 car
seeing the
group there
formation.
going,
Good. Yeah, we're seeing the formation of a big pack again after green flag pit stops. Some people going on the radio saying they were gonna need to pit one more time, so we'll see. We'll see
I
what
think
the
the biggest
strategy
loser
is.
on that whole shakeout though has to be Puzzled Nose though. He came down
Oh
in the
yeah.
lead and came out 7th and wide away behind. I don't know
Oh,
what happened with
absolutely.
him,
Look
but
at the run. Oh,
oh
some
boy.
contact there.
Oh.
Oh, some. Well, everyone's still straight, but
Oh. Mark trying to get back on the track.
yeah. Oh, he's in the grass still. This is crazy.
And Puzzle lost
Everybody's
that
still
group.
straight.
Oh.
Wow, what a turn of events there.
Yeah, I was just about to say that is the last thing you wanted to do if you're that second pack trying to just draft and save and catch up to the lead pack, but man,
Yeah.
Mark and Puzzled Nose are in their own little 2 car or 2 truck. Actually, here comes YK. They've been caught.
Yeah, I mean, once you start racing like that, it's pretty interesting to see, people will gain on you and form bigger packs. So it might be even an advantage those 4 that have caught up. Maybe they catch this front pack again and then try to run down those leaders. But that was definitely not what you want to see. Trying to catch the leaders.
Well, it looks like now we got a lead pack of 2, a next pack of 4, and then 4 more catch up to them. So about an 8 truck pack there. As
Oh
they're still
yeah.
beating in Bay 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I saw that. I caught that on camera as you were talking about it. A couple of trucks hitting the wall there. They were They were a little squirrely. So this backpack is definitely not doing what you want to be, what you want to do to try to catch those two. They might run away with it as they're going too wide.
Man, these 8 trucks here in this second grouping just need to get into a line. I don't. That's what
Yeah.
I would do.
Exactly. You know, this is not the time to be racing, especially knowing some people are in fuel save mode. And, you know, with the distance that those couple of trucks are gaining, you know, you definitely don't want to be racing right now. But these guys are racing like it's the end of the race and they're in the lead. Two by two, 3 deep still.
And maybe it's just me, Slide, but is this whole group just saving? It seems like they are going
Yeah.
slower than
Yeah.
normal.
It definitely appears so. I'm hearing on the radio they were some part of that bobble was some miscommunication. Some people going full throttle and some people trying to save. So it looks like everyone's kind of trying to get on the same page. We still got 2 trucks on the outside. Looks like
Puzzled nose down pit
actually
road.
Puzzle Nose pitting again. So he's saying I'm not even gonna bother saving. I'm gonna pit. Seabass pitting or coming off pit road. He just pit. Let's go back up to our leaders. We still
Did Dad
have.
King
It
pit?
looks.
Because he's caught those 2, or maybe he just pit and came out with them. I don't.
Yeah, it looks like that might be the case. I saw 1 truck in the middle though. You know, between those 2 packs. So let me get a view on that because I wasn't sure who that black truck was in the middle and what their position was. So pretty interesting that 48 was part of that backpack, got shuffled in the middle, and somehow got his way, caught up. I guess the front 2 are saving pretty hard because he actually caught up to that front 2. He got broken off from that front pack after that chaos, or that middle pack, and he's up there now.
Maybe he can make it to the end without saving as much. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. He's definitely racing hard. He didn't even try to stay behind those guys. He charged right to the lead and continues to lead. So
And now
we'll see.
Seabass and all those other guys that were way off the pace have caught that other middle pack, just from they were saving so much.
Everybody's starting to come together. The one big mistake here, though, is not mistake, but unfortunate, is Puzzle Nose came out and almost caught the draft of that front pack, but he's lost it now.
Yeah,
if he could have stayed up
that.
front there, you know, he might have been able to stay with them, and then when they pit, he could get that lap back and maybe even assume the lead. But you know, unfortunately,
now he's just on an
he's
island
lost
by
that
himself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not what you want to see. Let's see how many laps we got left.
Bunch of guys coming off pit road now. Looks like that middle pack just had a bunch of people come down.
So I just got in check. There are 9 laps to go for the leaders.
Okay.
So
keep an eye on this lead pack.
up. Yeah, a couple cars or trucks a couple trucks coming off pit road, I believe, or on. So a couple people giving up the fuel saving coming down, but we're gonna scroll back up to the lead pack here.
Tell you what, Slide. This lead pack of 3 here, both of our drivers to win are in this pack.
How about that? You know, you called it, and that 48 got up there, and Haskell's kind of stayed up front most of the race. So yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting, and maybe we're good picks here. But that's assuming, because these guys haven't pitted yet. That's assuming they can make it to the end.
Right.
See the 48 kind of pulling away a little bit. May not be
Well,
good for him, even if they all can make it. That back two might be able to get a run and slingshot him at the end. We'll see.
well, if you guys watched the Xfinity race at Auto Club last week, you saw Danny pull it out on fuel strategy at the end. So anybody can win on fuel strategy.
Absolutely. Well, we are coming to 7 to go. 7 to go for the 48. Yeah, we just confirmed it. 7 to go with the 48 in the lead. Getting a little bit of a gap here on the bottom three. Puzzle Nose has caught up to those two. They are
He has
definitely
pitted
saving pretty
already.
hard. Yeah, and he's passed those two, but he's still a lap down.
Oh! Oh! Haskell around! Haskell's
Uh-oh.
around!
Wow. And he's stuck
Oh!
on the track.
Him and Ice Spiller
Oh,
into
never
each other
mind.
going
That
into
was a
3.
glitch. Yeah,
Wow!
that is unfortunate. I don't know if there's something wrong. He might be out of fuel or out of tires.
Did
But
he
he
blow a
is
tire?
on the apron. I can't tell from watching him. He doesn't look very squirrely. He's coming down pit road though.
Oh man!
Definitely something. Wow, that's definitely gonna shake things up.
And I
Ice
think
Pillar's
is Ice
not up
Spiller
there
out of
too.
gas?
He might
No?
be.
No, he's not. No, he's fine. That was a different truck.
Okay. I see. Ice Spiller has fallen back though. He is way back from Puzzle Nose and the 48 of Dab King. Although the truck 64 truck Puzzle Nose is a lap down. So the 48 with a huge lead right now over Ice Spiller.
Trying to figure out who's in second place right now. Is that Bark Ranger
That'd be
that's
Ice
coming up
Spiller.
behind Puzzle Nose? Or is that no? That's Ice Spiller.
That'd be
Okay.
Ice Spiller. Yeah, he lost all that time, but he's still hanging on to second.
Okay. Haskell coming off pit road.
So we are at 5 to go right now, coming to 4 to go for the 48. Yeah, you're right. Haskell has caught up there. Off pit cycle. Looks like he might lose the draft though. But the real question is, can this 48 make it? And if he does have to pit, where's he gonna cycle out?
If he can't make it, I have no idea. I guess Haskell would be the guy who's in
I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. So we just hit, I believe, 4 to go. Or was it 3? I think it was 4. 4 to go at the line for the 48. Can he stretch
I would be
it?
letting Puzzle Nose get in front of me, and I'd be drafting him right now if I'm worried about fuel.
Absolutely.
Puzzle
He
Nose
looks
is
like he's
no
been leading.
challenge to you, position-wise.
Looks like he might be letting him go here. Yeah.
That's what I would
did.
be doing.
It sounded like he was listening to you the whole time there. He popped right in
that's
the line. He's drafting him.
I think that's the reverse commentator's curse right there.
Oh,
Let's
and
see.
here he comes.
Oh, and he's coming down.
Coming down the pit road.
There goes Haskell.
That's right.
So I'm gonna follow along with Haskell now.
Will Ice Spiller follow him?
And Ice Spiller make it.
Ice Spiller still on the racetrack. So Ice Spiller has found
And he's at the back of a 3-car
trucks that have
pack.
pitted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good for him.
So now we're looking at, can Ice Spiller make it? And if he can't, is Haskell in the next
I agree.
next
And
in line.
we are currently at 3 to go, coming to 2. The 13 is confirmed. Your leader, Ice Spiller, not winning a race this season. And remember we were talking about those top 3. The 2 picks that we had just had incidents or had to pit. So right now that third truck that we didn't even pick is leading.
Yep.
2 to go.
2 to go.
He might be a little off pace here. Looks like he's going pretty slow, probably trying to save here. He's got a lap and a half left, pretty much.
Yeah, you know he's trying to stay heavy if he purposely let go of that draft to even save even more. So,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's definitely off pace. We'll see if he can stretch it. He's going to be
is it
taking
white
the
flag
white
this time
flag
by?
this time by. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct. Now, I don't remember if you remember if anyone else did not pit.
That's a great question. I think, though, that if that was the case, Ice Spiller wouldn't, like,
Yeah, that's
he wouldn't
true.
just let those guys
White
get away
flag is
from him.
out. Absolutely. He's coming around turn 1 and 2 on the final lap. Sponsored by Fast Family Racing League. Can Icebiller secure his first win and a spot in the Truck Series round of 8? Coming down the backstretch on the final lap in the 13 truck. He's only got 2 more corners to go. Did he save enough?
Looks like he's still trying to save.
Oh,
He may be out of
he
gas.
looks like
He
he's
may.
stumbling.
No, he's still going.
He's still got it. He's
They're
still under
closing
power.
fast.
Can he
They're
do it?
closing fast.
Oh, it's gonna be close. I don't know if
Are
anyone
any
in
of
that
those guys
pack
for
is on the.
position?
Oh, there's a
Are
wreck
any
at
of
the
those?
line. Oh, I don't know if any of them were on the lead lap, but man, I don't know what that was.
Oh my! I don't know if any of that was for
Let's see.
position right there.
Let's see what happened. What an amazing turn of events. One of those trucks in that pack was for position. T-Glass wins his second super speedway race.
T-Glass.
The 54 truck.
Oh my! Oh
Wow.
my!
What a crazy
Was he
turn of
only one
events.
in
We
that pack for
talked about it
position?
earlier. He was. We talked about last lap passes. How about last stretch passes?
That is a heartbreaker for Ice Spiller. Oh
Oh
my!
my goodness. Yeah, absolutely. What a heartbreaker for Ice Spiller. First win right there, literally 100 feet in front of you, and
Oh,
just did not have enough fuel. Not enough. The guys that pitted there had the perfect strategy, stayed in line, were quick. Ice Spiller looked like trying to go up the track to block somebody or take some air off people, but 54 got through it, and he won that race.
man, what an exciting finish!
Oh man, what a crazy finish. Every plate track we come to, something like that happens. So let's get these drivers in the party. Let's do some talking to them.
Let's do it.
All right, folks, bear with us. We will get the drivers in the party, and we will see what they have to say. I just want to remind all the drivers this time to include their audio. We have our official results. All right, so it looks like
The finishing results on the truck.
yep, I've got it. So
You want to send me
make
those
sure,
the results?
yeah, they're in the truck series, but I can help.
Oh wait, I don't think I can
so,
see the truck series.
Yeah, Odd Coast, are you in here? All right, why don't you take Odd Coast, Noah? 15th place.
All right, Odd Coast. This was my first look at you. You're one of the newer guys to this truck division. We followed along with you quite a bit. You were going back and forth between the first pack and the second pack. It looked like you got in a little trouble at one point when you were leading the second pack and you kind of lost the draft. But you got back up in there when they were trying to save, and I'm not quite sure where you finished, but just tell us about how your race went.
15th.
15th, okay. And you ran the fastest lap this race. Yeah, well, good race.
All right. We are. All right. Thank you for that. And we are with our 14th place, the lowest placing playoff driver tonight. So fast, Seabass. Not the race you wanted. You got stage points in the first stage, so that's good. But you definitely did not get the finish you wanted. So take us through your day.
Well, putting it that way, yeah, definitely finishing last of the playoff guys was not a good day at all. I had a really fast truck. Even at the end of the race there, I didn't realize it was the last lap, so I was still trying to push. And these guys were racing for the lead. I was right there with them. I just wish that I didn't lose the draft on that last restart. So it was very messy, and so kind of got screwed back there, but it's all right.
Yeah,
There's next week.
that's definitely the nature of plate tracks. You've got one more race in this round to make it up, so not totally in the woods yet. So nice
Yeah, I
job.
did get some
All
stage points,
right,
so it should mitigate a little bit of the damage.
absolutely. And you had a couple drivers not make it today in the playoffs, so that's definitely going to help as well.
Hmm.
All right, next, let's see. Do we have? Yep. So Nilla, why don't you take 13th place? Hold on. Actually, sorry, not 13th. 12th place, YK all day.
All right, YK, you seemed like you ran around probably in the 7th to 10th range for most of the day. Looked like you might have lost the draft a little bit at times, but I couldn't tell if you guys were trying to save in that big second pack. It looked like you guys were like off the pace. Was that a strategy of that whole pack to work together right there, or what was that all about?
Yeah, no, I had a fast truck all day. Ran around pretty much top five, top 10 for the most part, which was nice. But yeah, coming into that second pack, there was a front section of that second pack and a back section of that second pack, and the communication did not get all the way through. So I came in kind of smoke into that first pack, and then I figured out that we're saving. So backed it down, short pitted with a couple of guys, and then just all day, whenever the draft would get away from me, I'd always find someone friendly on the track who'd want to go up there and race somebody. So either they tuck behind me, I tuck behind them, and we'd make up some good time. I feel like there wasn't really ever a point where we were out of the race. But it was fun. It was competitive. I did my best to be respectful to the guys with the white numbers and rims. If they got strung out, let them in. Try not to push the issue too much. If they were up in front, give them a little space going through the turns. But yeah, the truck was quick all day, and it was a fun race. It was definitely fun. I love plate tracks.
So in summation, YK was fast all day. All right.
Indeed.
Next, we have our second to last playoff driver, Arkham. You got 11th place today. Not quite the top 10 to the top 10 streak you had going, but you outpointed one of your playoff contenders and two others that didn't show up, so not a bad day. Why don't you take us through your day?
Well, our Hertz 57 Toyota, it was a fast truck coming off of the trailer. But that simply was not there. But that's Daytona for you. That's super speedways, plate tracks, whatever you want to call it. And overall, we had a good day. Finished 11th, and I'm just happy to be in my truck next week for Kentucky.
You
All
should
right,
name
definitely look
names.
forward to seeing you then. All right,
Yes, sir.
now, um, next, Nilla, you can take. Da-da-da, not here. Next would be Haskell, ninth place, stage winner.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, Haskell. Um, I got questions for you, buddy. First of all, congratulations on the stage win in the second stage.
Thanks.
First stage, you also looked like you were gonna grab it, but T-Last got by you there on the last turn. It looked like. You ran up front all day. You were actually slides picked to win the race, and I believe somebody, one of our viewers, picked you as well. You definitely fast. You had the second fastest lap. But talk about what went into that last pit stop, because it looks like that's where you lost your most time at.
Yeah, like you said, it was great to finish up there for both stages. Second and first for the first two. At the last stage in there, we had done well saving the whole race. Conserved as much as we could until the last pit stop. And then we had one of the Cup guys come up and get with me nice, and as we'd broken away. And as we realized we had a 12-second lead, we kind of backed down a little bit and got caught up in a technical glitch of the track. I got taken out, ran into the pits, just got a half can there, and was able to salvage ninth. Didn't fix any damage, even though I had like 14 seconds worth of it. So tough break. Heartbreaker at the end of the day to run that well. I really thought I was the class of the field up there, and I don't think I ever left the top five. So. Yeah, real tough, but it is what it is. We'll look forward to Kentucky and staying in this thing.
We were wondering what happened with you and I believe it was
Yeah,
Ice Spiller when you got tangled up going into three there with about 10 laps to go or so.
yeah, it was the three of us, running together. I was running in the back. Ice had, saved a bunch from me, and we were trying to switch up. And next thing I know, he hit the pothole in there, and I'm in the wall spinning. So, tough break, but we'll live to fight another day.
All right.
All right, moving on. We are with 8th place Puzzle Nose. You were actually one of our fan picks to win the race tonight. You were up front all day, and then it seems like you pitted a different lap than the rest of the guys that you were running with, and that ended up affecting the finish there. So tell us how your day went.
Yeah, well, as soon as we unloaded off of the truck today, we were bad fast. Our Napa Chevrolet was contending for the lead most of stages 1 and 2, and a little bit of stage 3 actually. We did have some action with Haskell where I get to his inside, he'd block me, and it would do that, and we would do that for about 10 to 15 laps. But all in all, it was a good day. The pit strategy didn't quite pay out for us at the end, but I believe we got a lot of stage points today, so hopefully that should put us above in the good. But I cannot wait for Kentucky, and I hope to go win that thing.
Absolutely. You definitely did a great job today. Grab those points and good luck next week at Kentucky.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Alright, no problem. Alright, so we are moving on. Nilla, you can take 6th place. Regular season champion Chris coming home in 6th.
All right, Chris, it seemed like you had an all-around solid race. You might have made it up to the front at a time for a brief moment, but mostly it seemed like you kind of ran around 5th, 6th, 7th, right, right top 10. You never fell too far back, weren't pacing the field either. I didn't notice any particular incidents that stood out with you, so I'll just let you kind of take me through your race and how you felt it went.
Oh, seems like we've lost him.
I think
So
so.
we will see if we can get him back in a minute, but we will move on
Well,
to.
Oh,
There
there
he
he is.
is.
all
There
right,
he
here we
is.
go. Yeah, going off what you said, that was pretty, wasn't a very impressive day. I just felt like I had no speed in the car. And I had a whole setup planned, and because of how the first two stages were ending up, if had I put it on, it would have screwed up my car. So I'm like, it's not going to be that big of a deal. It became a huge deal, so my ticket to get up front was kind of lost. And then stage 3 was kind of rough. I was able to hold my own, but on the final part, I lost the draft, so I had to waste a lot of fuel. The time I would have spent getting up to the front, I was holding down the clutch pedal, trying to conserve the gas and not lose the draft. Hopefully I can put on a better show at Kentucky, maybe give you guys something to talk about.
All right, some strong words there from Mr. Chris. All right, we're moving on to 4th place, Bark Ranger. So, Bark, you seem to run in that backpack early on, seem to save your stuff, and then you were there at the end. You found your way in that top 5, and it seemed like you were in position to be one of the few trucks to win it there, and just fell a little short. So, tell us how your day went.
Well, when we started this race, we were just dirt slow. We were just having just not a good day at the beginning. I don't think we were near top 10 for most of that. And then we come down to last stage. I've gotten the feel for the car. And then we avoid a few things happening, and we're able to manage our way around the track and was able to stick up front. And then we had that last pit, and I came out to be a lap short, and I could have finished 3rd, but I ran out of fuel on the backstretch and was literally sputtering it around half the track. So I'd say definitely a better finish than I expected at the beginning, but I feel like we could have finished better if we did have conserved our fuel way better.
All right, thank you for that. We are going to move on to 2nd place. Go ahead, Nilla, and interview Expert Racing.
All right, Expert Racing. It looked like you, like Bark Ranger, had kind of found your way up into that lead pack of 5 there in the 3rd stage after kind of having like a decent, not too special race over the first couple of stages, kind of kept it clean. But it looked like you were one of those guys like him who were going to have a chance to win there at the end, depending on how the strategy and the fuel went down. But you didn't pull it off. However, you came out with a great finish in one of your first races, or it may have been your first race. I know you were a
Second
rookie
race.
in this league. 2nd race, okay. Yeah, so yeah, you can't be upset with a 2nd place finish in your 2nd race. But how'd you feel like it went?
First two stages, had a great car all the way around. The Support the Troops Gatorade number 15 did great overall. Got kind of caught in some incidents in the first two stages, not going to name names, just some guys that Yeah, first two stages just didn't work out, but third stage we really found the speed got hooked up where we needed it to be. The strategy was swinging our way. Um, I was able to save enough, fortunately, to be able to make it to the end, while other guys tried to split the strategy and pit again, and it just didn't work out for them. Um, Last lap, beating and banging with uh, T-Glass, tried to get my friend Odd to give me a push there, and thought we were going to have it there for a second, but just beating and banging with T-Glass and 3 and 4 as ice ran out of fuel. It was just one of those moments that, if you could go back and change something, you wish you could. But either way, still happy with second. Still a great rookie campaign to this point. Great recovery from Martinsville, I'd say. Just looking to try to once again prove ourselves for Xfinity next season, and yeah, have fun and go try to win Kentucky next week.
All right, thank you very much. We are moving on to our last and final driver of the night for the winner, second time sweeping the super speedways. You found yourself at the front again, but this time I'm sure circumstances are much different, feels much different. So Mr. T-Glass, you win at another plate track. How does it feel?
Feels great to finally get a win that wasn't just given to me a few days later. I get the feeling of winning right after, and I get to keep my given nickname, the Super Speedway GOAT, as I come away with another Super Speedway win. We got 59 points. I got my first stage win of the day. Just a great all-around day.
Absolutely. You definitely showed that you were one of the dominant trucks today, winning the first stage and staying up front all day. Tell us what you were thinking in that last lap, whether Ice Spiller was going to make it work or not, and how you survived that incident coming to the line.
I was probably coming out of 2 when Ice said he was about to run out. We were in a party together, so I knew he was probably going to run out before the line. And Expert just forced himself up top, and they started getting the run. And I got the draft off of Slushy, which was really lucky that he was just right there at the right time. Got the draft, and then they started like piling up coming off of 4, and I went to the high side and got through it, and it ended up giving me the win.
It was definitely a different experience this race, but I'm sure you felt like you really earned this one. So congratulations on the second win of the season. Now let's talk playoffs. You just bought yourself the second ticket into the playoffs. You'll join Watt Racing in that 8 spot field with only 6 remaining. So tell us how that feels and what your approach is going into Kentucky and then next round.
So all I'm really looking for is some extra playoff points to go into the next round, because Road America will not be my strong suit. So I would like to get some more playoff points, give myself some more cushion going into Road America in that second round.
Absolutely, those playoff points definitely valuable, and you get to take home 6 today. So you get to take those into the next round. So congratulations on that. And with that, we are going to end this version of the Summer 2020 Truck Series. This was round 1, race 2 of the playoffs. It was a pleasure having Nilla MG. I'm Mr. Slidejob 1996, and we thank you for watching Fast Family Truck Series. And we will be back next Sunday with the finale of round 1. You heard it earlier at Kentucky. Same day, same time, Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And don't go away, because on Wednesday the action continues in the National Series. We will be running the second race of round 1 of that series playoffs at Richmond. So we're going to a short track. Should be pretty interesting to watch. So tune in then Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern for that.